find out about Islam from Muslim sources. If you're going to take your understanding of Islam, there's a lot of negativity and misrepresentation of Islam that is going on, yeah? By Christian apologists, by people of far-right persuasion. And so I'm just saying that there's a lot of misinformation about Islam that is out there. And in order to see through the fog and unpack it all, then you have to understand from Muslim scholars how they understand their faith. So when it comes to verses from the Qur'an or hadiths of the Prophet, peace be upon him, or examples from his life, then in order to give a fair hearing, because you've heard one side, that the Christian polemicist, the far-right type of perspective, but to be fair, you have to also hear from Muslims how they interpret their faith, because Muslims are the ones who are living and practicing their faith, and they have like a scholarly tradition to explain the Quranic verses and the life of the Prophet Muhammad and the hadith. And so you have to, I think, to be fair, you have to hear that side, and then you can decide there afterwards. You can make a fair assessment. Now you've heard both sides. Now you're free to make what you want to make of it. But if you've only heard one side, if people rush to conclusions based upon just hearing that one side, then they're typically going to get a misunderstanding of what Islam is about. So we'd have to go through things step by step. Many of the people who are representing Islam publicly in dawah, so to speak, they are not traditionally trained in the Islamic sciences, and they haven't had the companionship with religious scholars. A religious scholar, I was living in the Middle East for about 20 years, and I studied with a lot of religious scholars, and their outward behavior, their comportment, their personalities, their character was very prophetic. It was very, they were humble, they were genuine, they were concerned about people, they were fair, they were balanced, they were nice people, you know? So a religious scholar, somebody representing Islam, should be representing that prophetic character in their teaching, in the way that they present themselves. Many of the people, without mentioning names, they don't often reflect that prophetic character in their public appearance. They come across as argumentative, combative, aggressive, kind of comes across like they putting people down. All these things are not good. So that's what I'm saying. But there are, nevertheless, but then that gains popularity because this is the nature of like the social media algorithms, online, things which are controversial, exciting. People start to follow that, and then they get more followings, and then it's just a vicious circle. But there are very good traditional scholars. When I take my Islamic knowledge, I go back to my teachers, my scholars, and they represent the best of Islam. And so I'm saying to people who are genuine and trying to understand about Islam, I can give you those type of resources so that you can read about it, watch videos, whatever, in order to make your own fair assessment.